Hey guys, JT2, welcome back to another video. We are doing another quick trade recap. Um, First of all, so there was some high impact news today. We had CPI news at 7:30, and then a spontaneous Trump speak at 10:34 a.m. Um, if I'm being completely honest, I was asleep. I didn't get out of bed till 10 a.m. After graduation yesterday, I came home, had my little party, made my video, stayed up a little bit later, and well, I went to bed at like 1:30. So I woke up at like 10 a.m. and I kind of missed an A plus setup, sadly, but that's okay. You know, market is always going to present me with opportunities as I thought it would today, and it just didn't, and that's totally fine. So CPI's news. Trump spoke, analyzed the charts around 10:30, 30 minutes after I woke up. Didn't take a trade until about noon. Risked 1%. Took one trade, lost it. Um, So I missed the A plus setup because I was sleeping, but still optimistic about the day. Didn't rush anything and just waited for some reversal confluences. Marked out a couple 5 minute and 15 minute for value gaps. Uh, as well as equilibrium. Price hit equilibrium, filled a 15 minute for value gap, and had a strong rejection, creating a 1 minute breaker structure as well as creating a 1 minute inverse for value gap. I marked out a 1 minute breaker block, set up my buy limit order with stops below the 15 minute for value gap and targeting London highs. So, rights, I was patient, risk management, multiple confluences, wrongs, just didn't trade with the trend, and I'll get into that. So, let me scale up to the 1 hour time frame. Alrighty, so this is irrelevant. No, and turn. No, this okay, and this is also irrelevant. Okay, this is the relevant part. So, yeah. Alright, so this was the chart I was looking at. Obviously, we filled this high time frame order block, right? And went down into it, rejected off of it, respecting this value gap, came back in, and we just kind of been in an uptrend. But breaker structure here, right? Obvious uptrend. What did price do? We came down, filled this breaker block, and then ran upward, and then we had a bit of a retracement. Thought price was going to continue higher to take out some London highs. That did not happen. So let's go down to the 15 minute. So let's talk about what I was seeing here. Price came up. We have a 5 minute for value gap here. I'll show you that in just a second. Right? We created this 15 minute for value gap. Price came into it, and we had a immediate rejection off of it. Let's get down into 5 minute. 5 minute for value gap down here. Pretty sure. Yeah, I had equilibrium marked out from this prominent low to this prominent high. Filled equilibrium, filled the 15 minute value gap, immediate rejection off of it, grounds for an entry for me. Um, Alright, now London highs up here, price, we had this big breaker structure, right? We came down, filled the 15 minute value gap, continued down low into it, kept filling it. Then we had this break of structure right here. Price continued higher, consolidated, dipped down a couple more times, and then entered me into the trade and stopped me out within a couple of minutes. Um, for me, I mean, this is just one of those days where, this was a great setup for me personally. I followed my rules, I was patient, all that stuff. Just the markets didn't play out in my favor, and that's completely okay. This is probably one of the few red days where, this was just simply. I mean, this was grounds for. I mean, higher time frame was bullish, right? Um, we filled equilibrium. We filled 15 minute value gap, and 1 minute break of structure. I mean, usually indicated, but price wanted to come up and fill this for value gap up here. I'm sure it's like a 5 minute right there too. And then price came down, continued lower. I believe filling this equilibrium. Let's see. Kind of, not really. But anyways, so yeah, that's what happened. Price came down. Didn't even sweep this liquidity. No, we created some equal lows, trickled up a little bit, and then price started ripping downward. Now we're back at this order block and breaker block. I do want to talk about the A plus setup that I missed today because I was sleeping. So let's see what happened. Market open was here. Oh, market open was here. Price immediately ripped downward at market open. Filled this breaker block right here. Scale down into lower time frames. Okay. Now, what do we get here? Obvious liquidity sweep filling the breaker block, right? We have a break of structure right here. Alrighty. Um, Honestly, this is one of those trades where I've noticed. So for some of these bigger, whenever you initially create a order block, or not, I won't say for. This is for breaker blocks. For breaker blocks, price typically returns to it right after it's made, consolidates a bit, gives you a good point of entry, and bam, rips upward. And then when it comes back into it at a way later point, like this morning, um, sometimes it retraces again, sometimes it just rips, right? So for me, this break of structure probably would have got entered somewhere around here. Stops below this low. As I mentioned, we didn't really have any inverse value gaps either to inverse. So, and I mean, ideally, I would have targeted the London highs, but like I said, high impact news. You don't want to be too ambitious with TP, so I probably just would have targeted um, these highs right here, these prominent highs, and that would have been a beautiful 3.97 R trade that would have been hit between. It would have taken forever to get hit, actually. Alright, so it would have been about 9:04 a.m. to 10:34. About the time I analyzed the charts. Um, Hour and a half trade. That would have been a quick $400 for me. Again, high impact news, de-risk 1%. So yeah, this is the setup I missed today, sadly, but that is okay. Market will always present me with opportunities. I can always come back and trade tomorrow. I do have work tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm gonna bring but you know, lifeguard. We have downtimes, all this stuff. I might be able to trade, so I'm gonna bring my laptop and stuff with me. Again, not gonna try to rush anything. Setup comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Um, should be no news. Yeah, so no news tomorrow. So should be a great day to trade. Cause hope I think Thursday's pretty bad. Yeah, Thursday we got all this. I think price would move pretty good. And then be pretty bad here. And I'm not sure about Friday. We'll just have to see. But I think tomorrow's going to present some good opportunities. Um, I will say for like funded account challenges and stuff. I know it's not it, but following the rules and stuff is doing pretty good. So first of the month we made this right. These were you know this was that break even trade minus 1%, minus 1%, minus 1%, minus 1%, minus 2%. So we were down 6%. The max drawdown is 8%. I recovered 4% of that drawdown. So we went to 2% drawdown. Now we're at 3% drawdown, technically speaking. And like from from the most I've made. But I mean, right now we're actually point 0.3. But for fun, live account wise, it's fine. But for funded accounts, the way this one does it is kind of like like whenever I buy this, right? It's kind of a trailing, I don't know, trailing loss, pretty like overall loss limit. So like with the $10,000 account, 8%, $800, right? Max loss, 9,200, right? Or once the account gets to 9,200, blown, right? But let's say is $800 from your profits in the account pretty much. So let's say I just made 2% on a trade. Now the account's at $10,200. Okay, well now instead of being 90, now it's 8% from there, so now it's 9,400. And then let's say I get to $10,800. $800 loss from there is $10,000. Okay, below the account once it gets to $10,000. But let's say I get to $11,000. That's where the magic happens. 8% from there would be $10,200, but the max overall loss stops at the original account size, which the one I'm purchasing is $10,000. I mean, with the double up feature, I mean, um, honestly, for my first funded account, I might not even do that. I might just kind of, you know, be just do 10,000, save me a couple bucks because I've decided that I'm gonna get the no minimum trading days as well because it would take me forever to pass these phases because you have to make 8% over the course of 5 days. I could make that in 2 days and then have to wait another three for no reason. So for me, this is worth it. Make it $71. If I had double up, it would make it $94. I mean, I can do that, but for my first account, I don't need to. So I think I'm just gonna do this right here. Yeah. But anyways, that's next week. I believe next week is still pretty clear. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no news. Thursday, a lot of news, and Friday's looking good too. So next week is a very good week to trade, especially with a brand new, fresh funded account. So I'll be buying that soon. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. If you had anything, please leave it in the comments and go follow my Instagram, link in the description. I post pretty regularly on there. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Later.